Looking behind at photographic of recent years Yuletide side, mother of twins Meena Sharma says she looked this image of public health. She was a success recruiting advisor and favorite length output of trips to the zoo and cocktails in Friends. But a few months after, she was undiagnosed in leukemia, and now promptly as necessary to discover a stock cage Funderâ. Funderâ matches are never lightweight to discover, and it's though stronger if thou re Asiatic. I fair requested to sense how if my family ask in the next, they can tell, Mumia did all how she could have made. She very tested all, she says. While Meena was undiagnosed, she was lucky in her household in St Albans, Hertfordshire. But she had to go to Leicester for treat and keep her 2 5-year-olds over in their daddy. She live video telephone call them as lot as probable. No though a year back, all was rotated potential downward, she says. In all integrity, I didn't though aware how adults got leukemia. I'm the at first man in my whole household to include got carcinoma. Florid in and vague next, Meena solved to dedicate her period to persuading as lot human beings as probable to mark up to the stock cage registry. Backed by bloodstream carcinoma Mercy DKMS, she began tourism the nation, calling human beings to accede up. A nice matchstick is largest potential to be found in human beings in such heritages, so Meena is focus on Hindu donors. In her household in Oakham, she has set up Funderâ drives in trading centers, mosques and temples. Recent monthly I had to say to 1,600 human beings at a classic gig. Human beings were fair weeping in the auditorium, she says. I believe while they hear to someone's history how is an factual patient, how is departure via the trial, how is Imam, how has Gemini, how is just 41, how is an factual upheaval to the framework. In 9 weeks, she has signed 1,500 human beings up to the registry as capacity donors. Over the 1 week doctors said Meena she had 2 months leftward to discover a matchstick. To discover a appropriate Funderâ, doctors include to discover who matches the patient's fabric kind. In a tertiary of cases a matchstick can be found during the household. In Meena's instance, her sibling was just a 50% matchstick, so just a recent refuge. But couple thirds include to trust on donors on domestic and world stock cage registers. And if thou re dark, Asiatic and minority group ethnical, BAME, how's a greater issue? It's not how human beings of ethnical sexual minorities aren't signature up, says Sarah Rogers of bloodstream carcinoma Mercy Anthony Nolan, as the 1.4 millionth human beings signed up as stock cage donors in the UK do widely represent the nation's ethnical composition. But it does indicate down there are far less BAME human beings on the capacity Funderâ listing. And on top of how, nobody who's not of a white's Northern Europe backdrop is more than potential to include an extraordinary fabric kind. On to Anthony Nolan, 69% of whites Northern Europe patients can discover the top probable matchstick of a unknown. But the waterfall to 20% for patients of BAME backgrounds. This issue is how we requirement a disproportionately high presentation to offer such human beings the identical sum of opportunity as whites human beings, Ms. Rogers says. And the largest registers in the planet tend to be in mainly whites countries, she says, outgoing a less swimming pool of BAME human beings to matchstick of. Fill in yours detailed information. Later thou'll be located a kit to get a fast tampon of the within of yours cheeks. Tampon yours cheeks, position it behind, and thou remade. Stock cage gift is various of bloodstream gift and every include individual registers, so dong t suppose how if thou re on 8, thou re on the sum. If thou re match in who, your cells can be passed via ivory squash transplants or bloodstream transfusions, depending on the patient. Meena begun her campaigning, she would speak human beings fair prayer for me, email favorable vibration. Or now I'm love, so in fact, you can organize an occasion, you can distribution the speech, you can mark upwards. It's been very strong to fair get up, be courageous, and say to human beings. The campaigning begun, I was very sense in hopelessness on which the next holds, she says. Though yet present, I don't aware which's departure to occur in 6 months period. I don't aware if I'm departure to be there or no. Apparently how's extremely anxious, but the campaigning has permitted me to let go of how negativeness and let go of how unidentified, since the is thing material how I can make. Go February, she will include to evaluate her options. While I see behind to while I was undiagnosed, meeting in front line of a advisor, how was terrible. It was so drama. I don't aware which will occur to me, but I might be capable to rescue who else's lifetime and how is award quite.